cherry, black cherry, White Claw, Tall Boy. We got the sweet 20 ounce over here.
I can't visualize the shape off the top of my gray matter, but the stick, as you can guess, I mean, if you guys follow any of my artwork, you know that's going to be a bloody motherfucking stick, right, guys? And people did seem to respond to the torn cape version of this versus the non-torn cape version. We can thank the AKA Pad Army for that. Thank you guys, love you. So that's a little bit of the thought process, and this is why we don't really abandon ideas. Like, we do challenge ourselves throughout the entire process. Look, it's a journey, and boy, is it competitive. Like no joke. Look, you need subs for growth, and boy, does it breed jealousy though, because I get so jealous and I get so angry at people that have more followers than me. Consume alcohol today, and I had about 7 drinks. This is my third. This is my third White Claw already.
Are you ready for the eclectic one? AKA Pat is here.
AKA Patters, we're here. We're live. It's another Monday. It is the show. What is the show? It's Monday Night Draw and Claw. Now, I have a confession. This is a crazy week. Look, what week isn't crazy, right? It's a crazy week. I was up early, had to go all the way into West Philly, what you don't want to do at any time, and dealt with an issue. I took 2 Ubers today, which is completely out of character because I usually walk. Today should have been a 7-mile day. Had to Uber, had to bounce around. But we're here. We already worked out. And in all of this chaos with the 9 to 5, look, we've been doing layouts for Dark Hero. I'm on the deadline for 2 separate stories. Both have to be colored. So it's just it's so much. The clock's ticking. And then the babe wants to do a beach weekend. And that means I have 2 less days on that deadline. So the time is now. The pressure is now. The time for me to be productive at this very table is now. So with all of you, thank you so much for joining me. But amongst the chaos, I forgot to buy seltzer because I drank it all again. But I did have this left over from Buffalo in my fridge. So it's a margarita night. I hope you all can forgive me. I'm drinking a freaking margarita for Monday Night Draw and Claw. It's blasphemous. what do you guys think of the new? Let me. What do you guys think of that? Let's just kind of. That's kind of cool. So we're doing. Dark Hero is moving like through everything. Dark Hero is making progress. Like all's fair in Love and War when it comes to Dark Hero production, meaning that Chris and I at times are very much at odds on just the baseline of who Dark Hero is, what Dark Hero is doing, and a lot of the philosophy that Dark Hero has. And Dark Hero being this analog of the Man of Steel, we have let me just jump into what I'm drawing anyway. I'm not working on Dark Hero. I'm working on this other story real quick. So Dark Hero has these issues because it's a complicated take on Man of Steel. It's a complicated take on like truth, justice, and the American way. And of the two of us, between Chris and I, like I'm the one over here real quick though, everyone. Giant aka Patter here. Skull Diamond 94 is here. Skull Diamond did a 5-page story for the upcoming. We're gonna be doing stuff on this, but just as a teaser. Skull Diamond did a banger of a horror story for the soon to be announced anthology. So thank you, buddy. And yes, it looks cool. We're trying to make everything look cool, including you, Skull Diamond. We want everyone to think you're the coolest guy in the neighborhood. So before I get any further, I really do need alcohol. But yeah, so Dark Hero just has a complicated base. And this smells like garbage. Oh man, this doesn't even smell good. It almost like I would say like it does need salt because it has that potent margarita flavor to it. Not bad, actually. Not bad. 12.5% alcohol. Magic. So, like, what do you do? Like, these are some of the complications of developing something like Dark Hero because, like, the easy solution for Dark Hero is to make it a little bit like Superman, like make the guy fly around, give him a cape, give him a god complex, and you're gonna have crap. Okay, there's so many of these, like the independent ranks. It's littered with the wrong things. The independent ranks, like in comicdom, it's littered. Can I talk? It's littered with very poor Superman knockoffs. And people ignore ripping off The Dark Knight Returns, Chaykin's Black Hawk, Alan Moore's Watchmen, Moore and Gibbons. Like the point I'm getting at is like they ignore the disciplined hard stuff that takes it takes a study to be able to dissect. Do I need to clean off my lens here? I don't even know. Maybe I do. So they ignore these. Yeah, definitely. Right? Look how much cleaner that is. But they ignore these difficult books. They ignore them. And they try and do their own version of MOS. And usually it's just some of them have like I would say most of them really good first issues, like spectacular first issues. I don't know because a lot of them I'll get them on Comic Xology. Some of the guys will send me like PDFs, but I mean, and I do somewhat have. I have like a mental list of the other ones I want to chip away at because I'm curious. Like I'm always curious on people when they do a riff on a character, and it just seems like it's lazy. It's lazy to do Man of Steel, and we don't get much out of it. No one really adds anything, and then you go into the ones that have like Mark Waid's Irredeemable, Jupiter's Legacy, the Zekowitz, no, not Zekowitz, the Straczynski, Supreme Powers, which is maybe the most underrated. He did a good riff too with Rising Stars. The Kurt Busiek Astro City. I mean, so many of these stories, like they kind of have like similar elements. They share some themes, but they all like kind of have like one definite take on the Man of Steel, and it doesn't really incorporate like I would say like the body of the character. So when you do like a riff on it, there's just things left out. And look, I'll say Supreme Power, Astro City, like you don't get any better than those two books. Like you really don't. Like I've read a chunk of The Boys recently. I don't understand how The Boys ever really caught on. I really don't. It's just so juvenile. Even like I don't know. There's just a lot there. Maybe I gotta go through it, read a little bit deeper. But The Boys, I definitely want to do for like Wildstorm Wednesday for sure because like that is originally a Wildstorm property. So like these are like this legit is the struggle of Dark Hero because the type of story that I'm being told to tell, okay, it really is challenging. It's almost like tearing Chris and I apart. And we had this like epic phone battle on Friday to the point where, like he was kind of like leaving the book. And I wish he was here to comment. I mean, like, where is he? Should we text him? Let's text him. Come on, what do we got? Where's he at? Too many text messages. I mean, it's gonna. But yeah, so yeah, and like some of these things are look. It's when you get creative. Like there's always two things that happen. Here's the crazy thing. All right, I never like calling myself a creative person. I never like calling myself an artist or like an illustrator because I don't like what it like the implications of that labeling. Because I think it just leans towards weak stuff, like weaker people are an artist, and I really feel like that is why a chunk of that is why I went into like corporate America and really kind of just rejected my like creative path and said, I can be creative in these other ways. And I really feel like that was the better move for me. May not be the move for you, but definitely the better move for your AKA daddy here. So I always shied away from that. I always let people discover me. If they're really interested in like what I do, they can find me on social media, and then because I still get it. I'll get people like saying like, "Wow, Pete, like I knew you drew, like I know you did this. That's so cool." Because I really don't talk about it. Like if someone asks me what I do for a living, I tell them I'm an IT consultant, which is also true. And I really do shy away from that side of it because I don't like the idea, because I saw the light early. I saw that there was like no money to be made in comics. So I don't like calling Dark Hero a comic book. To me, Dark Hero is it's a fucking story that needs to be told. And we have like two men now, like grown men, almost like battling via ego, which is hilarious. Let's see. Where is Chris? Unavailable. Let's hope he's okay. So boom, boom, boom. So it's like that's just a lot of the stuff. And I spend a lot of this time reading and researching all of these other alternate takes for Superman. And I'm not looking for the best one. I'm trying to figure out what these people are doing that's correct. Okay? I kind of I wanted him to be like squeezing this so freaking hard that the controller is like popping. This is also like a video game. Here, like, did you guys want to see some of the story? Like this is what we're drawing here. We're drawing this. Okay. Tonight we'll be working on this for Dark Hero. So I'm doing a lot of drawing directly onto the page. I'm breaking my process for this week because I don't think I have the time to do my full process. So I'm letting it happen on the page, which is also like a good exercise. It's good to kind of put that pressure on yourself. But yeah, so there's a lot of pains as of like right now in the development of Dark Hero. But either way, I mean, like the book is going to. I mean, I got so much invested into it. I mean, part of my whole position too against Chris was that, like, you have to respect how much time you take when you threaten to leave. Like you're stealing 5 months of my life if you're canceling this project. There he is. There we go. There he is. Chris, where the hell were you? We're talking. We're talking here. You know it's Monday night, dude. What are we doing? Also, this is not Dark Hero. This is a different book that I'm assisting on. And these things need to be done ASAP also. So this is deadline work, which will slow down Dark Hero. Chris, I was just telling everyone about our little spat the other day. I was hoping you would like chime in on some of that. But no, so that's a part of the development process. The development process is sometimes painful. And here's the funny thing. Like, if this was a Hollywood movie and the Hollywood movie comes out and, kind of like becomes a hit and stuff like that, the creative wars and the spats between like the studio, the director, and like whatever becomes legendary, becomes a part of the fabric of the work of the piece. So that's where like a lot of these streams come from. Like that's really what the intent's not only to document the drawing and the art production of Dark Hero, but it's also to document as much of the creative process as possible, because I think that's where it's valuable. I think that's where it's valuable for a lot of people. I hate that it happened, but it needs to as well. Yeah, I mean, like that's true too. Like you just gotta go through the motions. But the idea though, it's like you're on the Titanic, so like you're sinking with the ship. Like that's it. And I think there's just a lot of people that don't have that level of knowledge or fortitude or even like passion. There's more to your character seeing through a failed project than convincing yourself you can be a part of a successful project. How crazy is that? Dude, I might even change this hand position again over here. People, I had like what's underneath here. Look, I'll show you all. Cheers to you, Chris, by the way, BTW. So let's see here. Here we go. Let's jump to the blues. I'll show you guys. So this is what we're redrawing right here. So I like the blue glow. The blue glow is cooler than a cucumber. So maybe we gotta put this down. See how this one just doesn't quite hit. Maybe it does. I can't believe I'm literally going to draw 2 versions of this page while on a deadline because I still have to ink this. But I just felt like there just needed to be a little bit more to this. Just when it comes to the emotion, like the storytelling, some of the effects. I just felt like there was a lot missing here. And like my girlfriend comes over to freaking like work out, and I'm like almost just like tearing apart the page when she gets here, trying to buy myself like a couple more minutes so I can kind of get a little bit of momentum working on the page. And look, that's so much of when you develop a project, because you hear it a lot. You always hear about momentum, but momentum it's real. I don't know if it's everything, but it can be lost and it can be gained. And I think a lot of people that, like they're maybe full-time life coaches, they will they'll tell you that momentum cannot be regained like once it's lost because they're most likely trying to get you to buy their like services. But yeah, we got let's jump into the Dark Hero. Let's do that. I feel like we should keep it blue. I don't know. I feel like we should keep it blue. So this is where we are for DH. And this page here, let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of my ugly mug. No, we want this. Here we go. We gotta take off the sunglasses too. So this is a play on a John Byrne splash page from Man of Steel or from Superman. And we're going to have like Dark Hero kind of like ripping through the air. You know, like this is like the night of his like return. And part of my reasoning for some of this too is like we need images to have a certain purpose. We need images that pop, like that sort of stuff. Whoa, people, we got the total excellence in the house. Here's what like I'm waiting to sabotage total excellence here. Waiting to sabotage him because one of these nights we're going to be like doing this. He's going to jump on because, like, look, it's the AKA Pad Army. There's nothing else out there right now like the AKA Pad Army because between the 9 to 5, between all my walking, I do so much where I absorb a lot of content. I utilize my time very well. Okay, and people. Like, I listen to a lot of these other streamers, and I don't care about numbers. I don't care about all these other things. I think in this thread here, we have maybe the most fun. I think we're going to be doing one of the coolest projects within a like a little YouTube group. I really do. I really think that this anthology is going to be just freaking awesome. I think it's going to do very well. And so many of these other channels are freaking boring, everyone. They're so boring. And a lot of these people, they put so much time into their streams and their books don't get any better. Their skills don't grow. I mean, everyone, I think if you go through all my streams alone, if you just go through all of these streams, just Monday Night Draw and Claw, like I believe my skill set goes like this. My skill set's constantly growing because I do a lot of that in and out work too. I do a lot of that other artwork that or other practice work that other artists love to fucking ignore. But no. So what I'm getting at is one of these nights, this dude right here, he's going to tune in, and I'm just going to be drawing his fucking book. Cause it's going to happen. We might be like 1 week away from that, by the way. Yeah, you didn't miss too much. Like, here's what you may have missed. I was working on this earlier. This is not Dark Hero. This is a different book. But I was redrawing this because I fucking hated this. I hate this. Design up there. And I'm redrawing it. And then I'm looking back at this, kind of liking it a little bit more. So that's what you call being fucked. All I know, man, is Friday hit me hard. I just want to do what's best for Dark. Yeah, that was like a lot of our I would say like the theme of the discussion, which is, look, here's the crazy thing, people. Life lesson here. Time for a life lesson. Okay. it's a benefit if you're friendly and cordial with the people you work with. It's a benefit, but it's not a necessity. Okay, because if your eye is on the prize and if you're focused on doing the work, getting the job done, no matter what, okay, then like you don't have to. You don't have you don't have to. Let me just let me chime in here. We're going to split this. You don't have to. I can't talk without the shades on. Okay, you don't have to completely like be friends to get a job done. How about like we I think these are one of the things we forget in life. And Chris over here, right? Hold up, Chris over there. You can draw on his head there. Chris is also a father, and look, dude, I went through something similar years ago where like I was a father because I dated basically dated a insanely young, super attractive model-esque MILF. She really was like a MILF. So like, but and and so like I went through like the raising the kid experience with her. Uh the way how that's a little bit different is that, I could get out of that relationship or out of that really bad situation. And Chris, on the other hand, he can't do that. And I think sometimes when the point I'm getting at real quick is I think sometimes we're parents, and when we're parents, we kind of forget things like that. Like we forget that we don't have to like everyone we're around, even though like our children, we're going to tell our children everything else, everything opposite. Okay, because we want our children to grow up and be understanding. But the life lesson, like the guts of that, is you don't have to be in love with someone to do the work. And I think that was like a little bit of an impasse that Chris and I had to like exercise because a lot of where I come from is for like the best of the book. And like he might be holding back some of his decisions and even criticisms because he's pulling in like a little bit of that like that friendship. So it's this balancing act. It's very delicate, but it also has nothing to do with getting the book done. Okay, so there you go. There's that. What else we got? We got. Yo, what's up, Chris Hicks? How are you? Doing all right. Thanks for asking. Look how nice and friendly the AKA Pad Army is. Bingo bango. So I don't know. Like, so the whole idea here is we're gonna have like Dark Hero kind of like ripping in the frame. And it's almost like a little bit of this revelation of his like new costume, like his new look, because he's just returning to Earth. He's been away for 1,000 years. His time, over 1,000 years, right? But for Earth, it's only like 10 years, which I love. I just love that idea. I think I ripped that off too from Dragon Ball Z. By the way, because Dragon Ball Z they train in this like chamber that slows down time, so you can spend like 100 years in a chamber and kill like a year on Earth, but you've had like 100 years of Dragon Ball Z training, stuff like that. And I kind of wanted this because this is a like it kind of hides his like mullet. And I just wanted like a little bit of his mullet hair like popping out over his arms. So like I'm kind of conflating here in what the anatomy should be, but I'm also fighting to make the anatomy have all of its cross sections to be proper anatomy. So there you go. And so my trick here is I really need to nail this chin down so I can get some of his like his facial features in there. So this is where I'm gonna have to play with like the most. That's gonna be a little bit tricky. So layouts. You guys want to go through layouts? Yeah, I mean it's kind of like that. It's like it's 1,000, it's 9,000. It's just like the idea that he's in like a different type of power, like he's within a different energy that can like exist that we can relate to, and that's a lot of Dark Hero. That's why I call when we talk Dark Hero, a lot of my like terminology is I always say like you have to play it loose because our ideas, like these ideas are so broad that you if we define them, they're cliche and boring and trite and contrite, and they're just not there. They're not interesting. They don't get my fire going. But if they're loose, and if we play the loose card right, like we kind of open things up, and we don't have to be exact. We can just play it loose, lay some of it out, and kind of go on with our lives at that point. What do we got here? Hyperbolic time chamber, right? Is a trippy dimension. I believe today is considered the month of the year. Yeah, dude, it's one of the best things, dude. I think that is the absolute best idea out of Dragon Ball Z. But now it's Dark Hero. So we got like, so here's a couple layouts. So this, I'm not going to go too much into detail about this, but there's like an overlap between Dark Hero and the real life Man of Steel. And this is the page that kind of breaks that down. And I don't know if it's going to be page 1 or page 50, but this page is going to get drawn, and we're going to have like all these little like characters and things like within the panel gutter. See, like here, like he's like flying and stuff. So like that's almost like an animation, like an animatic. And then we have this. So this is page like 3 or 4. And this is kind of like, so the idea that we're showing off here is that Dark Hero he's kind of like speaking, or Alpha, not Dark Hero, but Alpha is speaking to multiple people on Earth that he selected for like these like different reasons at the same time all around the world. Okay. And we kind of take that idea and we draw it even further to where like, you know, there'll be like the Indian version of him. Then I don't know. I kind of wanted him in London or Chicago, but I kind of like him with like in this scene to have like a cool looking like afro and stuff. And I really do like him being in Chicago though. So the idea that we're playing at like isn't exactly new, right? Because we're almost like doing this like multiverse thing within the story, but we're not really doing a multiverse. But in a way, Alpha is multiverse, but we have one reality, and the reason is because he's able to, because he's a psychic being. He's a being of psychic power. Okay, which is like almost like the power of like the gods, and he exists in your mind. He almost doesn't exist physically. He does, but he kind of doesn't. And he does this thing where like this is a little bit of the revelation to where like the Alpha that we kind of see from the prologue was just like that version. Like technically there's all these other versions that were existing at the same time. So but I really wanted to find ways to show that off relatively early. And like this page is here because like you just have to have like an action shot. Like you have to have something happening. And like you just gotta kind of be like, look, I get it. Like we're trying to do something deeper here. And this is the point I was getting at the beginning of the broadcast. is that you really do have to wear your editor's hat, and you have to say things to yourself. Like, what does the audience want to see, Peter? Like, what are we showing people that matters? Like, what matters right now that they can see? So, because we want people to be interested if they see an image from the book. And believe it or not, like, you know, Chris and I don't have these like comic book careers to build off of, so we don't have any trust within the audience, and I know I don't. So I'm trying to build trust within the audience to kind of remind the audience that we're here, like we're here to kind of just like entertain you and help get your rocks off. So that's where, when it comes to comic book storytelling, and when you're constructing like the page and your visuals, and even just like project overall, like your objective should always be to entertain first, and really see where the story and the plot kind of can come in after. Because if you're not really that good with entertaining, like, you can have all the dialogue, like all the dialogue won't save your book. It really won't. Like, not at this scale, not at this level. Like, at this level, you really have to have characters, you have to show them off quickly, and you gotta be a little, you know, like, dynamic about it. You gotta be agile, and you cannot, there's no sacred cows when you're developing a book. Like, there's not. Yeah, we got everyone happy to see Ithki. I love it. Yeah, so I just thought we would just maybe make a little bit of progress on this tonight. But inking wise, I probably won't jump on this until next week, or maybe until like I'm confident that I'm ahead on that deadline, or that I'm making progress the way I want to be making it. Like, it's tough, people. You know, like, when you're on deadline, the awesome thing is that, like, you know, when you're on a deadline that kind of can't be done, like, you know that there's just no time left. What do you do? Like, just mentally. And that's tough, dude. Like, and that's almost like where I'm at, where I'm just like, dude, like, maybe I just gotta give up one of these stories real quick. Say I'm sorry, but yeah, I feel like I owe it. I owe it to everyone I said I could do it, and I feel like I just gotta make it work, make it happen. Yeah, and give us an update on your work on the flock, because this is a little bit of like your flock update moment, or regular flock updates. Tell me about the flock. Hey, we encourage all projects here, people. Right? Like, we want multiple successes. We want everyone that watches this, that wants to have a book, to have a book. We want it all. We're very selfish. We're very shellfish. So I always kind of like, I really kind of always go wild and flowy with my hair. I just like it. It's a bitch to get that ink in there, though, but we do it. So we're almost there with this. I feel like we got his lat needs to come down a little bit more. Look, this is a part too. Like, one of the reasons I got so into going to the gym and stuff too was to get a little bit of an edge on, like understanding a little bit more about anatomy, like that next step. And it definitely helps because when you're drawing and then like you're kind of spending almost like an equal amount of hours throughout the week building your body, you look at you drawing the human figure so much differently. Like so differently. Trying to see, should he have like, nah, right? His legs shouldn't be up, right? We don't like that. No, we don't like that. So this is it's going to be a riff of a John Byrne Superman splash page, where Superman like whizzes by the page, and Lois Lane is at a table drinking coffee, and we see it from like her perspective, and that's really where we're at now. And I said, like they're going to be doing some things with the name Superman, not Clark Kent, but with they're finding these like loopholes, like they really are, the way how they are deconstructing these characters in real time, and they're finding these like loopholes that are, I guess, like working to some extent. And I believe that they have one with the Man of Steel that they're going to execute, and they're going to really change the nature of the character, which kind of lends to the work that Chris and I are doing with Alpha. Like I think Alpha's importance is going to get revealed, believe it or not, through the work of DC Comics. How wild is that? Here we go. Ready? 8 pages left to finish issue 2 of The Flock. Scott already sent me proofs to the printer for issue 3. After finishing The Flock, I have another coloring commission beginning in September. Nice. Coloring page 16 while listening to watching you, bud. Thank you, dude. I love it. Doing awesome grinding content for my channel. Dude, yeah. Keep in mind, guys, Skull Diamond and Ithki will be a part of a like mid-hour package. Like almost to where we're at now. We're like 53 minutes into this. Every hour I'm going to run a commercial for all of you guys to, like, we're trying to grow subscribers. We're trying to drive people to your pages. There seems to be traction with a lot of the replays for this stuff. So, we want people to watch those replays, and we want to be able to, get some subscribers out of it. Like, we want to grow these channels, everyone. We really do. Yeah, we grind all the freaking time here, people. So, here we go. So what we're going to have here is like, it's almost going to be, and this is where like you can just use your own hand as a quick reference. Like, no joke. Let's see that. Because like we want her to kind of be holding a beer bottle. That didn't go well. She's going to be like holding a beer bottle, and the beer bottle is just going to be like splashing out. And then we kind of have this beer scene after this arrival page. Drawing is erasing. Anyone that doesn't tell you that is a liar. Is a stinking liar. The more you draw, the more you should be erasing. But yes, and Dark Hero too. Like it really is about creatively. It's really about these like this box that we kind of like put the character in. Like the character's in this box. Like here's the rules. It's not world building. I don't believe in world building. I think world building is because let me know if you people agree. World building has nothing to do with the story, right? Isn't world building like supplemental material? Like here's the vehicles of the Star Wars universe, or like here's a guide to all the aliens in Star Trek. Like that's world building. Like world building gets such a weird definition now, and it's become this like magic solution that people think if they're building a world and if they say that they're world building, their story's going to be good. I say that's full of that's malarkey, everyone. That is malarkey. Yeah, always with the shout out. Come on, dude. Always with the shout out. This is what we do. But why is it? Why are so many other people's streams just so like they're just boring? And people try and be wacky and zany and they're just not, it's not even like real or honest. Just comes off as like desperate. And trust me, people, like a lot of my streams, Wildstorm Wednesdays just does dismal. Like, you know, like I'm not even sure why I continue that. You know, Turtle Soup Thursdays does okay. You know, this will do like high and low. But you know, a lot of my streams are about like what I like. And whatever. Like I kind of just stick to it because someone should be documenting the Wildstorm Productions universe. Someone's gotta care about it. And then like you do that, and then like you find like a whole Facebook group where like everyone cares about it way more than you. So one of my guys he's not working this week. So I'm kind of not that like I'm like on call on the level of like being panicked about it. But it's, you know, like it definitely is going to be a challenging week because I got like there's just so much happening. You know, like even today, like I had maybe like 30 minutes when I got home to kind of recompose myself before I had to hit the drawing table. And like within that 30 minutes, I'm coloring Dark Hero pages. or coloring page 1 of Dark Hero. And we're gonna have this like, see, like she's got like drinking a beer, and then we're gonna have like the neck of the bottle just like spilling out. And this is, I guess, maybe like a little bit of a Avengers Infinity War nod here. And we'll get a little bit more detail into exactly what this page is. But there's like two girls. There'll be like two girls on the roof, I think. I don't know. I really don't know. What's happening with the... I don't have my volume's off on my phone, so anyone that's texting me, I'm not seeing it. Awesome, people. We got some like good retweets happening. So thanks so much. Thanks a ton. But yeah, so my philosophy with splash pages, it really is like I don't like moment splash pages. I really don't. I don't think like a moment being a splash page, like someone getting killed or Chapel blowing off his head in Youngblood issue 9 was it? Like that stuff, I think that's a waste of real estate. But I like splash pages with the purpose of showing off power, like a power set. And I think that's a little bit of what we're doing here. We're going to have this like slow motion, like looking liquid, like kind of like popping out of here. Yeah, so all of there's definitely like computer coloring work to be done. Like I have such a list of people now, like that kind of already like reached out to me that like heard me on streams and so forth. And like one of the reasons why I'm delaying releasing a almost like a production folder for everyone, and where I'll just like add your email to, and you can kind of just have access. It's because like I need to be at a certain clip for my own coloring before I bring in people to help me. Like I need to kind of know a little bit more about my process and what my time frames are to color, because I want to be able to help people if they're in trouble. And that's a little bit of the hold up. That's a little bit of like now, like my own tutelage, like the stuff I'm learning. My goal, like Ithki, let me know, like real quick, chime in. My goal to color like one page is under 2 hours. Like I don't know if that's realistic. You seem to be within 2 hours though. So I don't know if that's something you agree with as of being like believable. So this is like almost like a lantern, like rooftop scene too and stuff. Cause like we're kind of in like almost like a hipster rooftop. But really, like, what's happening in this scene is just like two girls on the rooftop, like enjoying a beer, and then like Dark Hero just kind of like whizzes in and like begins his newfound quest, newfound journey, like into Earth for a yet to be determined reason or positioning. We'll see. We don't know. Yeah, I want one of these girls like almost like looking over her like shoulder, just like barely like recognizing like what's happening. So I don't know. I mean, I think this is getting there. It's not really layout wise. I'm not 100% on the layout though for this. So I almost like wanna like I feel like we gotta put like the moon, which is like the moon's like already like somewhat like fractured too. I forgot to tell Chris that the moon's like already broken. But then we also have this like broken world that Dark Hero left behind, and the world never comes back until he returns. Like he inadvertently like creates his own like savior ship almost, which is kind of cool. So I was a little nervous when I started this page. I didn't think I was going to make the progress that I made on it. So I guess like kudos for that. So maybe like I can spend this week lining up all story pages for next week. Like chip away at a lot of the Dark Hero coloring. Get that as close to ready to go as possible. And then like we've really like we're going to letter the prologue, and the prologue is going to be like freely available. So everyone, look, I'm sorry it's 1 hour tonight. I am on the deadline. I do have to get back to some of this stuff. We'll work on it. Thanks for hanging out.